Email marketing is where the money's at, so let's build our email campaign. And what's up guys, I'm James and welcome to Money Hustle, the best place to be if you're looking for great new ways to hustle and make money online. And if you haven't done it yet, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on other videos just like this one. Part 6 guys, today we're going to be working on our email marketing campaign. Email lists are probably the best way to monetize cold traffic to a website. Actually, scratch that guys. In my opinion, they are the best way to monetize traffic to a website. A well-built email list can easily bring you in thousands or even $10,000s of dollars a month. Ask any online marketer and they will tell you that the money is in the list. But there is a trick to it and there are rules you need to follow. You need to warm them up and you need to build a relationship. And in this video, I'm going to show you the best way to do this, as well as share with you my golden rules when it comes to email marketing. There is a pattern you need to use when sending emails. You can't just start hammering away at them. This will not work. There are things you need to do before you can pitch an offer to them. And in this video, I will share with you my winning strategy for doing this. More specifically, I'll show you how to convert cold traffic into sales. So if you ever want to make more money from your email lists, or maybe you're new to email marketing, this video is something that you're going to want to watch. Okay, let's jump right into it. By now, you should already have an account set up at Sendinblue. If you don't, no worries. I'll include a link below where you can sign up for a free account. Just click the link and sign up and you can follow along. Also in the last video, we created our first email list and created our first automation sequence. If you missed the last video, don't worry. I'll also include a link below so you can catch up if you want. But basically, we just created our email list. That's where we're going to store all the contacts we gather, and we laid the foundation for our email campaign. The next step is to actually add some more emails and some logic to our campaign. As you can see right now, all we have here is we have a sequence set up here where somebody gets added to the contact list. It automatically sends one email and it waits 4 days. There's a lot more we have to do with this to actually make this something that's going to work for us. The next step, like I said, we actually have to do is to add some more emails to our sequence and create some logic for our campaign. And when doing this, there is a formula or a pattern I like to follow, and that is I always like to start off with one intro email, then one follow-up freebie email, then one relationship email, then one soft sales email, then one follow-up sales email, and then one last chance offer email, followed by a rest period of 4 to 7 days. Don't worry about writing that down. I just wanted to briefly tell you what the pattern is. I'll explain each of these as we go on. And the first is the actual intro email. This is basically your welcome email or introduction to the product that you're going to be offering for this sort of email module or sales module. I basically like to break them up like as weekly or one product per module. So this is basically just an introduction to it. And what you want to do is you want to hint at some of the benefits, but you don't want to come right out and like just pitch the offer to them because you haven't warmed them up yet. You want to build some mystery and you want to build some trust and build some relationship with them and get them interested in the product. For example, like this one here, because we're starting at day 1 on our campaign with fresh contacts to an email list, the intro email is actually going to be where we're going to give them our lead magnet. Okay, so for example, for the email that we created last time, you'll see here, I fixed it up a little bit. Basically all it says is thanks for signing up. Without wasting your time, here is the free keto recipe book that I promised you. Click here to get your free book. I hope you enjoy it. I've been using it for a few months now. Since I've started to regularly use some of the recipes, I've noticed a huge increase in my energy levels and I've actually managed to shed a few pounds. So all in all, it's a fantastic recipe book and I hope it does the same for you. Best of luck and good health. Until we talk again, James. Now, there's a reason why I did it like this. Number one is, first off, I'm building trust. I promised them I was going to do something when they signed up. I would give them this lead magnet, which was this keto recipe book. So the first thing I do before I do anything in the email is I give them that link. So that instantly builds trust. Hey, this guy said he's going to do something and he did it. Next thing I want to do is I want to talk a little bit to them and build a little bit of a friendship with them and become relatable to them. And what I do by doing this is I just talk a little bit about the actual freebie that I gave them, or the lead magnet, which is this recipe book, and I talk about how it has benefited me and how great it is. And I touch on what the topic of the actual email campaign is going to be, which is going to be weight loss or dieting. So I talk about my energy levels and I talk about shedding a few pounds. These are all things that we'll touch on later in future emails, but what I'm doing is I'm warming them up and introducing them to what I'm going to be selling them on. And this is a perfect time to do it, is in the introduction of your email where you've given them something that they want for free. They're very open to reading the rest of the email and it's a good way to start. Okay, after you've sent the first email and you've introduced them to the topic and given them the lead magnet, the next thing to do is to give them something of value, a freebie. This freebie can be whatever you want. It can be a checklist, an article, some images, whatever. It's up to you. Just make sure that it's related to the product that you're going to be promoting in your campaign. And if you do use an article as a freebie, just make sure you don't do a straight up review of the actual product you're trying to promote. This email is not about selling. It's more about building trust and a better relationship with the person reading this email. So it just needs to feel like something you're giving to them for free and not a sales pitch. And for this example, we just decided to use one of the articles. It's actually an article they give for free right here, the custom keto diet, the product that we're promoting on ClickBank. They have free articles. You can use that if you want. For the sake of the tutorial, I'm just going to use that. I'm not going to show you how to set up the actual landing page. That's something you can do. Just install WordPress and create a blog post and link to it. But that's up to you. You could, if you wanted to, if you didn't want to use one of these articles or you didn't want to write an article, you could just find an article from somewhere reputable like Men's Health or something like that and then copy it and put it on your own blog. It's up to you. I find writing your own articles is better, but that's my personal preference, but some people don't want to do that. Anyways, this is the email I decided to send. For the subject, I've just put checking in, ... It's like, hey, I'm checking in. I'm letting them know what it is. And what I'm doing is, first thing I'm doing is I'm referencing the previous email. And I'm saying, I hope you enjoyed the keto cookbook I gave you. In case you didn't already know it, there are a ton of health-related bonuses to following a keto-based diet, apart from the obvious weight loss benefits. Again, what I've done is I referenced the previous email. I'm starting to talk about some of the good things of that product, and I'm also leading into the topic which I'm going to be covering and trying to sell them on later on in this email campaign, which is weight loss. If you've been using your free cookbook, you might have already started to benefit from some of them. You just don't know it yet. If you're interested in knowing more about it, I'm going to link to you an article that talks about some of these benefits. It's definitely something you're going to want to read. Click here to read more. Anyways, I hope all is well. Talk to you soon, James. Now, this comes across as friendly, helpful, but it also references the previous email and encourages them to use that cookbook and start getting used to the product. Because later on, when I'm doing my final sales pitch, I'm going to reference that cookbook and how great it is, so I want them to use it because it'll be a lot easier for me to sell them on the product. All right, and let's just add that to our campaign here. So we're going to go back to our automation. And first off, let's edit this from 4 days to 1 day because we don't want to wait that long. We just want 1 day in between emails. Okay. And to add an actual email to this, all we're going to do is click on this plus sign right here. And we're going to add a step to our workflow, and we want to send an email. We'll have to make a new one, create a new email template. Template name, this will be tut2. I like to give them like names like this for whatever campaign it is. So it could be like, you go week 1, email 2, it's up to you. And then when you have week 2, you go week 2 and blah, blah, blah. It's up to you. Subject line, we'll just copy this to make it quicker. Preview check, text again and again. I'm just going to copy this just so you don't have to watch me type this. From name, that's fine. From name, we'll put James. And we click on next step. Okay, and then we just selected the drag and drop editor, and you'll be taken to the page like this. We don't need all this stuff. If you want to do images and stuff for your emails, that's fine. I just send text ones. That's what I usually do. So I'll just delete all this. I don't need any of this, and I don't need any of this. All right, that's all I want. Title, I'll pick a title in a second, and I want to add some text. I'll drag some text over to here, and we're just going to copy and paste our email right here. And we go like that. And we just paste it in there. Let's adjust the text size. Let's make it bigger. I usually do around 20, just because people can read it easier. It's fine. Apply again. Let's add that. Make that 20. Okay. Then the only thing you have to do is just link to the article. So whatever your landing page or article page or whatever freebie you're giving them, this would be the link where they could download it or read it or get it. Okay, and all you do is just highlight wherever you want that link to be and just click on here for the link and add the URL here. So you just add your URL right there. I'm not going to bother. And it creates the link. Once you have this and you're happy with how your email is looking and everything like that, just pick a title. checking in, ... Well, you can put whatever title you want, or you can just delete the title. So how about this? Delete it. There we go. All right. You have to leave all this stuff. They make you. Yeah, so anyways, just make this look how you want to look. If you want to put images in there, you can put images in there. You can increase the spacing and stuff. Some people like to say that you want to put spacing to make it easier to read. It's up to you. Anyways, just make it look how you want to look, and then just click on Save and Quit. Okay, and this is just basically the preview of how the email is going to look. And you can change it and edit if you don't like something. You can always go back and edit and change it. Just by editing the content. Now there is one less thing you need to do, and that is save and activate. If you don't save and activate this, you won't be able to use it in your automation. So click on Save and Activate, and now it's saved and activated. We can go back to our automation, and we can actually add this to our automation. And to do that, again, we just click on the plus sign, and we click on Send an Email. And we just want to select the one. This is one we use here, week 1 email 2. Now this is why I said it's very important to give your emails proper names and stuff like that, because what you don't want to have is a bunch of random ones like this and you're trying to figure out which email is supposed to be when. So just give it good names. Don't worry about any of this, and just click on OK. All right. Don't worry about that. It'll go away. Okay. Yeah, so anyways, like I said, that little warning was just a glitch. It does that. When you reload the page, it'll fix it. The next thing you need to do is add another delay. So we're going to add a plus sign here, and we want to add a delay, and we want to add a 1-day delay. You can make this 2 days if you want. 3 days is up to you. I usually, for the first couple ones, I just do 1 day in between. So every 24 hours, once per day, it's going to send them an email. Okay, after I've done that, the next email I like to send in my campaign is what I call a relationship builder type email. This email is not going to sell anything. All you want to do is introduce yourself a little bit and make yourself more relatable to them. Maybe share some personal story related to the product or lead magnet or the freebie or whatever you're giving them. What you actually put in this email is up to you. But it has to come across as genuine and not a sales pitch. It's about making yourself more relatable to them. This is going to help you later on when you actually finally do pitch them the offer. It's going to seem more sincere and honest, and they're going to be more likely to follow through and do what you're asking them to do. Let me just show you what I mean by that. Okay. So right here we had the previous one here. We gave them the freebie with the article. This one here, this is what I call the relationship builder type email. The subject is a little bit about my personal struggle. You can put whatever you want. It's up to you. And again, I just put hi again. It's been a few days. I was thinking about the whole keto diet thing. But the one thing I want to talk about is weight loss and my personal struggles with it. My whole life I struggled with weight loss issues and the host of health problems it brings. High blood pressure, check. Pre-diabetic, check. Lack of energy, check. Low self-esteem, big check. These are all things I struggled with for years. I tried every fad diet and newest exercise craze. None of them worked, and if they did, it was short-lived and always caused me to yo-yo the weight back on. Then I read an article about talking about keto diets, and I thought, why not? If it worked for all these other people, then why not me? That was one of the best decisions I made. Since then, I finally managed to get my weight issues under control. I've lost all the weight and kept it off. I no longer feel tired and foggy brained. I have energy, and each day I wake up looking forward to what awaits me. The point of this email is to tell you, if I can do it, you can do it. Talk to you soon, James. Now, again, it can be whatever you want, but what I've done is I've created an email where I'm talking about myself. I've talked about a few things that are related to the product. This can just be a story if you want. Tell you honestly, I just made this up, but it's up to you. And what I've done is I've basically gone over some of the common things that might bother someone who might be interested in the final product which I'm selling, which is weight loss or the keto diet. And so what I've done is I've listed these things, and I've made myself relatable by saying I struggled with them. I had that. I experienced it. This is me. I'm showing them who I am, and I'm building trust, and I'm putting a face behind the email. So they're getting an idea of who I am and why I'm so passionate and why I'm offering this and why I want to sell them this. Therefore, later on, when I do the sales pitch, they're going to believe me more because they're like, hey, this guy actually talked about this. He had firsthand knowledge of this, and this product helped them. That's the kind of email I'm talking about when it comes to relationship building type email. Okay, what I'm going to do is actually I'm just going to show you the rest of the emails to make this video a bit quicker. Then I'll pause the video, I'll add them all to the campaign or create the campaign, and I'll show you exactly how I did because it's going to be way too long if I don't do that. Okay, so anyways, after you've built a bit of relationship, the next email is to actually do the first proper sales pitch. And to do this, I like to do sort of a soft sales pitch, and I like to tie it into the previous emails and then offer them the product. Let me show you what I mean by that. So here's the email. So what I've done is the diet that worked for me, ... Hi again. I just realized that in my last email, I didn't share with you the diet plan I used. I talked about my weight loss and how I achieved it, but I didn't actually share with you my diet plan. I'm sure you're interested in checking it out. Here's the diet plan I use. And then right here is I click here to get the same diet plan I use. And that would be my affiliate link to the landing page, which would be for this keto weight loss or keto diet product. But again, it could be whatever product. If you're selling diet pills or something, it could be a link to a sales page for a diet pill. It's up to you. It all depends on what you're trying to promote. But for me, because I'm promoting a diet plan, I started off with the keto recipe book. I'm moving that along here, and I'm telling them this was a diet plan that I used. They're going to ask you a few questions about lifestyle and food preferences. Just answer them and follow the instruction. It only takes a minute to do. And if you like the free cookbook I gave you, this diet plan was created by the same people that wrote that cookbook. I hope this helps, James. And again, what I'm doing here is I'm saying, hey, this is relating to my previous email, which I talked about my struggles and all these horrible things that I was suffering from, and how this actually helped me get healthier and be happier. I'm tying into that and saying this is what I used. And also what I'm doing is I'm adding credibility to it. I'm saying if you like the free cookbook, I'm referencing the freebie I gave them, the lead magnet, and I'm saying the diet plan was created by the same people that wrote that cookbook. So again, if the person looked at this cookbook and said, hey, these recipes seem good, or they tried them and they enjoyed them, it's going to help sell the product. And that's the thing you're doing when you're email marketing is you want to slowly work them down through the sales funnel bit by bit and building trust and warming them up and converting them into a sale. That's why email marketing is so powerful. And that is much harder to do with just like landing pages or videos or stuff like that. It takes time. And because emails are sent over multiple days, it gives them time to warm up and become interested. Email marketing, guys, is where it's at. Anyway, so that is the sort of the first soft sales pitch that I like to do. Again, you can be a little bit more forward with this. You can just, it's up to you. I find this works really well for me, specifically when it comes to weight loss stuff and dieting stuff. Anyways, after you made your first sort of sales pitch, the next email you want to do is you want to do your follow-up email, your follow-up sales email. This email should be friendly and should check up and ask them how the product is working for them. That's the kind of email you want to send them. This email needs to feed into the sort of, I don't know, the FOMO or fear of missing out. Basically, let me show you what I mean by that. So what I've done is, have you started yet, ... So a bit of intrigue in the subject. So they're going to click through. It says, hi, James here. So again, I'm being relatable. It's been a few days. I was wondering, how are you coming along? Did you start your keto diet yet? If you have, I hope you started to feel great. When I first started, it only took me a few days to start feeling some of the benefits. Keep at it, you're doing great. If not, don't worry, it's still not too late. It's never too late. Just click here to get started. And I put a link here, click here to get started. So the reason why I did this email, now you could write this a little bit differently. It's up to you. But what you want to do here is you want to basically talk about the benefits of the product and insinuate or basically be very presumptuous that they're enjoying it and they're feeling great. And what that's going to do is the person that's reading it that might not have yet clicked through or might not have followed through yet, they're going to be like, oh, I'm missing out. And that's the kind of email I like to do for these follow-up emails. You're checking in, you're being friendly, and you're being, hey, all right, you're part of the team. We're doing great. We're all getting healthy. If somebody hasn't done it yet, they're like, hey, I'm missing out. And that's what this email targets. That's how it sells to them. The last email for an email campaign that I like to do, or for a module or a week or whatever, is a harder sales pitch or like a last chance type email. This has to be a strong, clear call to action, a very obvious sales pitch, something along the lines of like, this offer is ending soon, don't miss out. I've talked about it all week. This might be your last chance to actually get it. But there is one thing, guys, I'll be honest, I don't always use this for every one of the weeks of my email campaigns, and there is a reason why. Most of my email campaigns that I do are usually involve multiple products, and I spread them over like 1 to 2 months. And a hard sell like this doesn't always work early on in that process. So that's the other thing, guys. When you are creating your email campaign, you have to plan it in such a way that all the products you're promoting make sense. And you don't want to come off too strong at the start, because it can actually like harm your email list and basically turn people off, and then they'll start ignoring your emails. So usually for the first week, I don't like doing this last ditch email, but later on in a campaign, so maybe week 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever, I'll definitely do these type of things, because if they are still reading my emails by week number 3, they like my emails and they're interested. So a hard sales pitch will be fine. Again, that's after I've warmed them up. But for this campaign and this specific one product, I'm not going to be using an email like this. But if you want, you can do some testing. It's up to you. And what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to create the campaign for these emails that I've shown you, and then I'll show you what I've done. Okay. So guys, I've done and created the campaign here. I've added all the emails and all the steps that I want to do for this first week. And again, all I've done is continue that pattern where I send one of the emails, I wait 1 day, and I send another email. And I continue that till I've sent all the emails I want to send. And then I put it for a 5-day waiting period. This 5-day waiting period is very important. You don't want to burn your list out. You don't want them to get fed up with your emails. So it's very important that after you've promoted to them for one product over a week or so, you want to let them rest and cool down a little bit and not get fed up with you, to be honest. And then what you do simply then to continue the campaign and to make it last for longer, for like a month or 2 months, is you just add another product. So again, you'd follow the same steps and you create 5 emails, working them through the sales funnel, introducing them, warming them up, building more relationship, more trust, and then you sell them the product at the end of that sales period that you're trying to do that campaign. Now, for this one here, because it's built on weight loss, if I was to add the next week, I'd probably do something like maybe a supplement. So maybe like this Maxbounty offer right here, which is, again, it's a weight loss supplement. So it works for what we're trying to do, weight loss. It's got a really good CPA lead. So if you look at it, it's $80 per lead, and the countries allowed are the countries we want, United States, because the previous list was built on US traffic, but it also has these other countries as well, which is really good. Now that's something that I would do for the next week, or what I would do is I'd look for like another offer that was fitness related, maybe something related to like a free Fitbit or something, because there are email submit campaigns that you can sign up for, I think on Maxbounty, where you can collect leads for a free Fitbit, and you get paid, I think it's $3 per lead. That would be a good one to promote on there. It's much softer than a supplement, so maybe in between the supplement and this first one, we're asking for money, you try and promote something that doesn't cost them any money, where they just have to sign up, maybe an exercise plan or something. Look around and find something. Just make sure it's something that's fitness or weight loss related, because anything else doesn't really make sense, because you spent time warming them up to that. And then on the 3rd week, then you could go and promote like a weight loss supplement. And that's what you do, guys. You just keep continuing that pattern over and over again until you've created about 2 months of emails. And at the end of the 2 months, you can put them on a wait period for 30 days and then create some other kind of campaign for them. It's up to you how you do that. There's a lot of things you can do. Okay. And when you're setting up your campaign, you basically want to send one intro email, one follow-up freebie email, one relationship email, one soft sales email, one follow-up sales email, and one last chance offer email. Then you want to do your rest period, 5 to 7 days or whatever you decide that you want to do that. On top of that, there's 4 rules that I like to follow when creating a campaign. I kind of touched on it when I was showing the emails and stuff like that, but I want to actually just tell you them straight up. Now, rule number 1 is limit the amount of offers per week. Try to focus on one specific offer per week or email cycle. Don't mess it up and try and put 2 or 3 offers. That's not what you're trying to do. You have to take your time with this. Pick one offer and market to them properly. Rule number 2, each email cycle or week should include at least one high value, quote unquote, freebie related to the final offer that you're trying to promote. Okay, so that could be a checklist, it could be a diet plan, it could be whatever it is, but it has to be something of perceived value you need to do. Every cycle needs to have that one freebie. It's very, very important. You don't want it to always feel like you're just asking for stuff and you're just trying to get them to sell them on stuff. You want to make it feel like you're giving them tons of stuff and they're like, oh, well, this is so great. He's so helpful and friendly and giving me all this great stuff. That's going to help you sell at the end of the week. Rule number 3, each week should start off sort of soft and then slowly over the 3-4 emails, introduce them to your final product. Don't start from email 1 trying to pitch them on that product. Warm them up to it, introduce them, lead them through the funnel, get them to where you want to go. Don't just start off and hammer at them. It's not going to work. You need to warm them up. And it doesn't matter if you're week 3 or week 1, you need to follow that, else it's not going to work as well. Rule number 4, you need to add intrigue to all your subject lines. You need, in order to sell to them guys, you need them to actually click on your emails and open them and read them. So you need to pick subject lines that will pique their interest and get them reading your emails. Now, one thing I have to say about that, guys, do not just do clickbait titles. It has to be something that's real and honest and gets them clicking. Because if you tell them, hey, I've got the secret to being a billionaire, and then you say, hey, click this link if you want to lose weight, it's not going to work. It needs to be something honest, but it needs to be something that's going to pique their interest and get them clicking. Okay, those are my sort of quote unquote golden rules when it comes to creating an email campaign. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share with you today, guys. Get out there, build your email list the right way, and let's make some money. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like this video, make sure you subscribe and thumbs it up. Until next time, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you then.